that I'm spoken for. You can take my position, leaves me an open door. In the city has a way just to make you forget about half the stuff you love and things you don't know yet, about the space that's left when nobody talks, about the quiet on the path when nobody walks, when the road takes me to the other side of the world. Let a walnut tree replace me, give my body back to the birds.
Would you say that you're a painter?
Have you seen my painter work?
No, I just say painting with the guitar and with the words and the lyrics.
Yeah, it's an odd thing because it is a canvas in a way, you know, and I always wanted to work in other mediums as well. I'm just horrible at it, except for music, you know. So it's a lot like painting, I think. The process of songwriting is really interesting. You know, how you can take all these little pieces and make something that wasn't there initially out of it, you know, turns it into something else that wasn't there before, you know.
How many roads did you have to travel on and down and up and down to find all these pieces and the songs and the subjects and the things which happened and which happened not?
Well,
you're a madman, I know.
Yeah. Well, I guess how many roads? I don't know. It's been, I started doing this since I was 18. I think I started writing. And I think having a family, once that happened in my life, you know, I became pretty inspired more than ever to write, you know. Sometimes I think when you're young, you're limited in your writing because you don't have the experience, you know. And there's a certain quality that comes to your writing that only experience can bring you, you know. And another 40 years from now, I think I'll be a lot better songwriter than I am now, you know, because of that. You know, it just takes time, really. It takes experience to get good.
People try, or as far as I read, that they do compare you to the late Johnny Cash in some ways.
Sure.
He was quite old, so you're half his age, and they compare you to the late Johnny Cash. So how good will you be? Or how good will you become?
Maybe I'll be the superhero of songwriting by then. Who knows?
Would you like to become that?
I strive to be as good as the people that came before me that I love, you know. I think I'm in the same club when it comes to the history of the kind of writing that I do. I think, you know, it has a certain depth to it, you know, and I think I'm at least in that ballpark, you know, of other writers who took it somewhere like that.
In that way, do you find it hard to do songs like that over here in Germany or in Europe, where not everyone is a native English speaker, and to understand what you're singing, actually I think you have to be at least quite good in English or a native speaker. So do you find it hard or strange in a way singing to a German, a French, agree, audience?
I thought it might be at first, but then I realized it's not, because the most important thing that comes across is the emotion in the song. And that doesn't have anything to do with linguistics, it's just, it's the aura of the song and the energy of it. That's what comes first for me. The rhythm of it and the energy of it. The lyrics come later as far as the analytical side of the song. And the depth of the lyrics is like an extra thing. It's really most important to cover those two bases of emotion and energy. And I think that anybody can, from any language, will pick up on that if they're open to it, And so I think that's the most important quality, That's what translates over.
But on the other hand, you do it the other way around. First the lyrics, you write first the lyrics? Or
Not
first?
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No, it usually comes as kind of like kind of all together, A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I might have a piece of a song, a piece of music, and maybe a lyric along with it, and then I'll just sort of play with it and see what the song is telling me it wants to be, that kind of thing.
With some of the songs you do, I still wonder if that keeps you away from the shrink.
Well, I think that not necessarily the writing aspect of it, but the playing and performing, yeah, because that's my outlet. Performance is my outlet, and the energy of creating and releasing it is an outlet for me. I'd probably go crazy without that,
Do you write on the road as well, or
I write mostly on the road? Although this has been probably the most intense tour that I've done, so I haven't had a lot of time to write. But usually it's on the road, because when I'm home I have my family.
So how many months, weeks in a year are you on the road?
Most of it.
Most of it?
Most of it, yeah. Yep.
Meaning nine months? More
yeah, probably. Probably. It's been that way since I released this latest record. It's been kind of like that for the past 6 years, I'd say.
But you still send pictures to your family so they know how you look like while changing?
When I left, I didn't have a beard. Yeah, of course. We stay in touch as best we can.
How long will you still be on the road?
Well, I'll be, for the foreseeable future, until the end of the summer.
It's a long time, isn't it?
It's a long time, yeah. At the end of the summer, I'll take off time to probably work on a new record.
Do you miss your family, or?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's the hardest part about this kind of a deal, is being away. That's my most important aspect of my life, is my family. So it's a struggle to make it work, with me doing this.
No chance of taking them with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're doing a lot more together after this tour. It's hard to bring them out to Europe, but in the States, yeah.
On the other hand, I guess you do a lot of interviews, and you have to answer a lot of silly questions. Was there, or is there, any question you would have liked to answer, but nobody has yet asked you about it?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, what was the silliest question ever asked?
Well, the silliest question, I don't know if there was a silly question other than somebody asked me, it's one of the, questions that I don't understand is when people ask me where does my voice come from. I have no idea. I get asked that a lot, you know, and it's a weird question because it's like I had nothing really to do with it, you know, so just asking that is an odd thing to do. Like, where did your voice come from, you know? It's just like, that's what you got, you know? So it's just a question. It's not really silly. It's just kind of a waste of words, I think.
So, where will your voice go to? That's the other way around.
Across the world, it's looking like.
But what makes you actually writing songs? I mean, in a way, it's a business as well. You have to produce a song and a song and a song to do a new record, and this record has to be filled with another 12 new songs, and to get the right 12 songs, you have to write maybe at least 20 songs or 24 songs or even 30.
Yeah.
What makes you still run to write a song after song after song after song?
Well, I think it's what I said earlier. It's about pulling something out of nowhere. You know, it's just really fascinating to take a picture of something in that way. That it's like capturing a ghost, you know what I mean, on film or something, or with a camera. It's like you didn't know it was there. It was there all the time, but you didn't know it was there until you captured it, and then now it's here. You know what I mean? And it's a thing you can give someone or you can share with someone. So it's kind of like it's as close to magic as you can get, really. You know, close to magic that everybody can really believe in. You know. So I think that's what keeps me into it. It's childlike in a way, you know.
If you had the chance of choosing to be a painter, which painter would you like to be?
I would like to be. I'm very much attracted to surreal art. And there's one artist, I think she's South American, I think. She's either Spanish or South American, I can't remember, but do you know this artist, Viero? Or have you heard of her?
Viero?
Yeah, that's her last name, I think. I'm trying to remember the first name, but that's terrible. I'm giving you a terrible example because I can't remember the name, but I just know it when I see it, you know. I'm not extremely well read as in other arts, you know, well versed in different artists from different time periods. I just see something and I'm drawn to it, but a lot of times it's the surreal quality of it, you know.
I wonder about surrealism because the words you write are quite down to earth. You're not that dreamer. Are you a dreamer somewhere in between?
Well, on my previous record, it's a lot more, it can be kind of cryptic. You know, this record, the new record, is a lot more direct, you know, which was on purpose. But, you know, some of my songs in the past can be very delicate and kind of cryptic, I guess, and metaphorical, you know. So there is a lot of that speaks to the other side, you know, speaks to something that you can't put into words, but you do it anyways. You try to put it into words, you know.
So you believe in that there's more in this world than our school wisdom will know?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Actually, fine. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
May I ask you about this magic moment or magic? I try. My English is not so good.
Doing great.
You're writing a song?
Yeah.
I can imagine some kind of magic moment. You're playing this song this evening. Is it still the same magic moment every time? Can you repeat it, or is it about the crowd? Is it about the moment?
Yeah, it's about every time, you know that famous, there's a famous quote by a mystic, Lao Tzu, I think that's who I'm quoting. That he says you can never step in the same river twice. You know that one? It's kind of like that, where a crowd will certainly change everything, a different crowd. But even if there is no crowd, you can't play the same song twice. You know what I mean? So you're working off of unseen forces, you know, and it might be the guitar you're using. It might be just the way your voice sounds that day, you know, the way that it reverberates in the room, something that changes it, some subtle thing, and it's brand new again, you know.
Okay, so maybe it's going to be the same or another magic this evening. So it's some kind of what will happen, or
it's exactly the point. You don't know what will happen, so that's why it's exciting, you know. Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing you this evening.
Great. Thanks a lot. Yeah. All right. Groovy? All right.
There was a time I could not cry, but that has left me now. For 7 years I could not dream, but now that's done. There were songs I could not sing, words I could not know. Oh, but they found me on the bridge, and they broke my heart. There was a way I used to talk I cannot recognize, and when my language cannot give me what I need, well, I taught it from my Bible, and I kept it from my God. I would not lose to junkies on the street. It hit me so hard I could not say that shot was only meant for me. And all the faces that I knew, they were like, when the hard road went back to sand, and with the wheel still in my hand, I built a highway out of dust, and I was flying. To talk I cannot recognize, and when my language cannot give me what I need, then I taught it from my Bible, and I kept it from my God. I would not lose the junkies on the street. hard I could not see. That shot was only meant for me. And all the faces that I know, they were lying. Well, the hard road went back to Sein, and with the wheel still in my hand, I built a highway out of dust, and I was flying. Oh.
Nice.
All right. Could you hand me the water there? Thanks, bud. A lot on my head right now.
Yeah. From Bob Dylan to Johnny Cash. The early Bob Dylan, now the late Johnny Cash.
Ten years ago, on a cold dark night, somebody was killed beneath a town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. Now the judge said, son, what's your alibi? If you were someplace else, then well, you won't have to die. I spoke not a word, and it cost my life, for I was found in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. Now the scaffold is high and eternity is near. She was there in the crowd, but she shed not a tear. Oh, sometimes late at night when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. All right, let's see. I have to retune on this one here. You done?